universities for physical education.
University for sports, it is a specialized, field, and it is the only university in the entire South India. So the pride for this university is such that we should be able to attract the entire South Indian sports personalities to this university, and not only that, we should see to it that we supersede to attract those students who are there in Punjab or Assam or Gujarat to come over to Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University. By the way the accreditation status goes up, they should be thronging to this university. So that's the reason I have listed out the university, because there are a handful of universities. This is similar to an IIT. This is similar to an IIM. Won't the students go behind IIM-A? They wanted only IIM-A. That's a brand. They want to have only their master's degree only from Ahmedabad IIM. And you call the students for IIT, they say it is only either Mumbai or Chennai. They don't want to go to other IIT universities. So that's the same way. When the student is interested in sports, it should be the goal of a student to come over only to Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University, provided the accreditation status goes so high. It can even see you are due for the accreditation, and the whole thing rests in your hand. That if you go up to A+, I'm sure the students will be waiting to, the demand for this university will be so high. Now I got to understand there are 500 students in your hostel. It should double. It should become 1,000 in due course of time. Once your accreditation process is over, the students should be waiting to join this university. So with that motto, let me begin the presentation. The next slide, please. So the synopsis, what I'm going to cover for the day today: what, why, and how assessment and accreditation. Accreditation process, an overview. Then criteria details, role of IQAC, role of teachers in assessment process, and SSR preparation timeline. So this is all that I am going to cover for the day. The first one, the next slide: why, what, why, and how assessment and accreditation. So before going to assessment and accreditation, we need to know what is assessment. What is assessment? Because see, we know that there is an act. We know that they do this assessment and accreditation. First of all, let us know what is this assessment. Assessment is nothing but a performance evaluation. Whatever we have performed in this institution, it is going to be evaluated. I think I'm clear. Am I clear? நாம இங்க என்ன செய்யறோமோ அதை வேற ஒரு எக்ஸ்டர்னல் பாடி நம்மள அசஸ் பண்ண போறாங்க, நம்மள அதுக்கு எக்ஸாமின் பண்ண போறாங்க. எக்ஸாமினேஷன் நம்ம என்ன எழுதுறோமோ அதுதான் மார்க். அது மாதிரி நம்ம இங்க என்ன பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்றோமோ அதுக்கு உள்ளதான வேல்யூ நமக்கு வரப்போகுது in the form of some grade, whether it can be A or A plus or A plus plus. The grade depends on our performance here. And the performance of what? It is not the performance of the only university, because university has departments, it has units, it has some centers. All the performance of each and every unit will account to the performance of the entire university. University performance in the department என்ன செய்றாங்க, NSS, NCC அதுல என்ன செய்றாங்க, அதுக்கு சென்டர்ஸ் இருக்கும், இந்த ரிசர்ச் சென்டர் இருக்கும், அதுக்கப்புறம் you may have lot of centers. அந்த சென்டர்ஸ் எல்லாம் பண்ற பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸோட அசஸ்மென்ட் தான் என்ன வருதுன்னா அந்த CGPA ல we get, because it's not that one person doing something extraordinary. Everyone has to perform. That performance will be assessed, and that assessment is based on some benchmark. We have criterion. We have 7 criterion, and the 7 criterion has a benchmark. ஒரு யூனிவர்சிட்டியா இருந்தா அந்த இடத்துல இது செஞ்சிருக்கணும் அப்படின்னு ஒரு பெஞ்ச்மார்க் போடுறோம். அந்த பெஞ்ச்மார்க், if you have touched the benchmark, then sure assessment accreditation will go up. Now what is this accreditation? Accreditation is nothing but a certification. They will give you a certificate. Either it is A or A plus or something, which is valid. And what is that certificate? It is a certificate of quality, and which is valid for certain period of time. It could be valid for 5 years, 7 years. இத நான் ஏன் சொல்றேன்னா, இப்போ எங்களுடைய institution, Justice Bashir Ahmed College for Women, we were accredited. We started our accreditation five years ago, that is 25 years ago, we started our accreditation. So 4 cycles are over. Thanks. Wait a minute. I want to talk to you also. I wait. So 4 cycles எனக்கு முடிஞ்சது. இந்த 4 cyclesல நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா எங்களுடைய யூனிவர்சிட்டி, எங்களுடைய காலேஜ், our college has always scored the highest. We have scored the highest, and last accreditation we had the score A plus இருந்தது. அப்ப வந்து accreditation highest வந்து A plus. அந்த A plusல வந்து என்னாச்சுன்னா usually the validity is for 5 years. உங்களுக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும் நாக்குடைய வேலிடிட்டி வந்து 5 years தான். ஆனா எங்க வேலிடிட்டி என்னாச்சுன்னா the earlier 3 cycles since we had the highest score, suddenly we received a letter stating that your accreditation status is eligible for 2 more years. In other words, it is extended for 2 more years. அப்ப எங்களோட 5 வருஷம் என்ன ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா 7 வருஷம் ஆயிடுது. So 18ல நாங்க முடிச்சுக்க வேண்டி இருந்தது 20 வரைக்கும் எங்களுக்கு எக்ஸ்டெண்ட் ஆகி எங்களுடைய வேலிடேஷன் accreditation validity went up to 2020. Then what we did, the next accreditation, now that whatever we have undergone now, we thought we will get the accreditation ready, and we submitted the SSR. In this 4th accreditation, we submitted it maybe in the month of September or so. But since it was the pandemic and there are a lot of difficulties for the peer team to come over, that they were not able to come over to cities and look into the university or colleges. The peer team members, they came only in the month of March. So we were accredited in the 4th cycle, and we had a score of 3.58 out of 4 points, and we were accredited with A++. இப்போ என்னாச்சுன்னு கேட்டா இந்த வாட்டி எங்களுக்கு சர்டிபிகேட் வரதேவே your validity stands for 7 years அப்படின்னு எனக்கு வேலிடிட்டி வந்து 7 years வந்திருக்கு. ஸோ 25 இயர்ஸா நாங்க நாக்குக்கு அப்ளை பண்ணி பட் 4 சைக்கிள் தான் முடிச்சிருக்கோம். ஏன்னு கேட்டாங்க பிகாஸ் அவர் வேலிடிட்டி பீரியட் இஸ் நாட் 5 years, it's always been 7 years. So once you perform, it will be evaluated somewhere in the body, that is the council, who knows how to give you space and time to improve your quality, so that your quality when you apply for the next accreditation, it will be the super quality. So that is what I want to say, what is accreditation. And then coming to the point, whether it is essential to have an assessment and accreditation. Is it essential? இது ஏன்பா தலைவலி தினமும் காத்தாலேருந்து சாயங்காலம் வரைக்கும் இதுக்கு வேலை செஞ்சு இது எதுக்கு? எனக்கு என்ன வந்து யூனிவர்சிட்டி ஏவா இருந்தானே பிஆ இருந்தா எனக்கு என்ன கவலை, எனக்கு சம்பளம் வந்தா நான் போயிட்டே இருக்கேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். Isn't that so? Don't you all feel why should I wait and why should I work for this assessment and accreditation? Let me tell you, earlier it was optional. This accreditation assessment was an optional. Now UGC, MHRD, all the government agencies, they have said it is mandatory for every higher education institution to apply for this assessment process, assessment and accreditation process. Otherwise, none of our papers will move. No papers will move unless and until you apply for this assessment and accreditation. So we have no choice but to apply for this assessment and accreditation. It is mandatory. Otherwise, all our funds will stop. In due course of time, the salary will be cut off. Once you don't go for assessment, once you don't reach that, they say that B is the minimum, B plus is the minimum. Once you don't reach that, our salaries also will be stopped. Then the salary will be given to the, to the management. If at all, it will be taken over by somebody, and only there you will be getting your salary. So we may go up to that level. Let us be very, optimal in working for the institution, working for the university where we are, and get the highest. The next presentation, please. Now, the question is, why accreditation and assessment? Now, again, why assessment and accreditation? From the viewpoint of a teacher. So, teacher's point of view, what is the benefit of this assessment and accreditation? First of all, it helps you to have a self-introspection and evaluation. Where do I stand? What is my quality? Okay, once you know you are a A+ institution, then you get to understand, yes, I have a quality. I, as an individual, I have a quality. That is how I was able to contribute to this assessment process. So you have a opportunity to know you can evaluate yourself. So there is a self-introspection, there is a self-evaluation. Naturally, you tend to improve your teaching learning process, because only when you improve your teaching learning process, you can attain that quality, and so also your accreditation will go up. And then you want to produce a quality research, because there are three components. I will come to that later. So quality research is one of the outcome of this accreditation. Once you don't have quality, then your assessment, your accreditation also will come down. Then, innovative product development. This is another one. See, we are all just stopping with research, writing papers, having some project. But we should see to it how far is our project or our research is going up to develop some innovative product. Am I able to develop some product which will become, something takers will be there in the society? Just as I was on the way, I was talking to ma'am, because I had a query from one of your own faculty members whom I met recently there. Before I came in, he asked me, why is it that the NAC wants the institution to score 3.0 plus, so that we have all the facilities in the institution. I went recently to a college in the local, that's near Vellore. I went to a college as a consultant. I went there. They were due for accreditation. They had a very low score, so they went on a reassessment. They went for a reassessment. The problem why they went for reassessment was because they had good research. The college was very good in research, but the teaching learning process, they were very low. And in order to get all the fund for research, they have to get a minimum of A. Otherwise, the research fund will be stopped. Now, they are aspiring for the research fund for the institution, so they have to get an A grade. They invited us, we went there. You should see the research product that they have developed. What kind of research product they have developed? They are very good in fish, something about fish, because I'm not a biotechnology person, because I'm not able to explain to you. They have so many things to do with fish, and they are near Vellore, and there is no water body very close to that area, but they created their own water body, and they are experimenting the fish. They have created some aquatic material, which is a product which is given to the fish, and when the fish takes that, the whole setup of the fish gets changed, which is very good for, it's an edible fish. So I could go through the whole thing, and since they want more fund for that college, now that they have an A+. Last week they had their PhD visit, and the result is also declared day before yesterday. They had an A+. They were very thankful to us, because I went twice to their institution in person, and we sought to it what are all the changes that they should make. Now they are very happy, because they aspired for an A, but now they have become an A+. So what I wanted to say is, we have to develop products. Once we develop products, something very unique to this sports university, we have to develop some product which no other university, no other place will, because this is the place for you to innovate with your students. You have the subject as your student. What can you innovate with the subject, and what can you produce as a product which will be available in the market? Now you become the seller of that product. So to that extent, we have to do the research. Then inter and intra-university interaction. This also I was telling. So we have to have an interaction with universities outside. Sports university, could be other university. You have to interact with the teachers over there, or within your own university, move from one department to another department, so that you have an interaction. So interaction of the university will take place, and there will be upgradation of skill opportunity for the teachers more than anything. Just imagine, this is a A++ university. Won't you have a proud feeling? Yes, I belong to this university. I was so proud. Once you go outside, you say that you belong to this Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University with the A++. Won't you have, because I am invited everywhere. Why am I invited? Because I belong to the institution. It is not for my credibility that I am invited. It is because the institution has that A++, I am invited here. It is a proud feeling that a teacher will have once she belongs to that university which is accredited as A+ or A++. All that are the benefits of this, accreditation. We should take it in our cell. I would say in every cell of the body, it should speak that yes, my institution should become an A+ institution. Only then the institution will become an A+. Otherwise, it is not possible. Every teacher should have that motive. Yes, I will take this institution to the highest, this university to the highest level. It will become an A+ university. From the student point of view, they get a good quality education. They have an accessibility to scholarship once this is an accredited university. Then internship at a reputed industry. You go to any industry, you tell them that they belong to this university, they are ready to do internship and better recruitment and higher education opportunity once this university is accredited at a higher level. So these are the benefit for the students. From the university point of view, sought after university, that's what I told you at the beginning, it will be a sought after university. Students from any part of the country, not only this country, from other country also, people will be waiting to join this university provided you become an A++ university. So it is a sought after university by accreditation and assessment, and not only that. See, you get for a department of say 70 is the sanction strength. How many applications you get? Maybe 150, maybe 200 applications for 70 seats. Once you become an A++ university, you will have 7,000 applications and you can select. See, this will become a sought after university where you can select the students, quality students you can pick and choose, as I quoted IIT and IIM. They don't choose all the applications that come to them. They pick and choose by, giving them an entrance exam, by having an interview level, selection level, rounds. So with all that, they select the students. So also, once this university has come to that level, you can choose quality students into this institution. And you will also have an opportunity to know the strength, weakness, and opportunity that are available in this institution. And from the university point of view, for recruitment also, employers look for reliable information on the quality of education offered in this institution. Only then they will come for recruitment. And then accountability to society is also fulfilled. See, don't we have an accountability to the society? Students coming to this institution, when they go out, yes, they should become a holistic, skilled student. So that accountability is fulfilled only when this is accredited as the highest level. Then financial assistance from government, as I told you, only when it has a 3 plus 3.0, 3.01, I think, is the score that is required to have a financial assistance from government and non-governmental agencies. Ultimately, it infused quality higher education. So these are all the benefits from the viewpoint of different stakeholders. The next now, accreditation process. What is the vision of NAC and the mission of NAC? I'm not going to read out the vision of the NAC or the mission of the NAC, because the vision of the NAC is infusing quality into higher education. To tell you in a nutshell, they want quality as a defining element of higher education. So it is not just higher education just taking it the way that we want. They want a quality, infused quality in higher education. And the mission also is similarly, you have an opportunity to do a self-evaluation. There is an accountability, there is an autonomy and innovations in higher education. So all these are the mission and the vision and the mission of the NAC. So the next slide, sir. I leave this all with you. The core values. See, one is contributing to national development, then fostering global competencies among students, inculcating value system among students. The next one, because I have given the explanation for all this, because these are the core values of NAC. Promoting the use of technology and quest for excellence. So these are the core values of NAC. I'm sure all of you can look at it tomorrow. The next one, because I want to come to the main point. Now the distribution of metrics and KI. KI is the key indicators across criteria. I'm sure all of you know that there are 7 criteria. Yes? You know that there are 7 criteria. And it is the same for, see, there is a separate framework for university, separate for autonomous college, separate for affiliated colleges. There's the framework, the manual, we call it as a manual. There's a separate manual for university, separate for autonomous college, and separate for affiliated colleges. All the 3 types of colleges or all the 3 types of institution, they have 7 criteria. There is no change in that. But look at the key indicator. The key indicator, you can see university has 34 key indicators, autonomous institution has 34 key indicators, whereas affiliated colleges, they have only 32 key indicators. And I'm sure those who are working towards this accreditation process, that is the members of IQAC, if you have seen the manual, yes, have you all seen the manual? Those who are in charge of this criteria, the different criteria, yes? Have you seen the 2 types of questions, 2 types of metrics there? One is a qualitative metric, the other one is a quantitative metric. The qualitative metric and the quantitative metric, the weightage of qualitative metric is 38 and 38 for autonomous and university, whereas in the affiliated college, the qualitative metric is 41. And quantitative metric, look at the quantitative metric. It is 99 for university and autonomous college is 98, but for the affiliated college it is only 80. See, quantitative metrics, if you have numbers, if you have as many, you can fill the number and you can, just send the document for that number. With that, the quantitative metric is done. If you say how many students have completed MOOC course, you can simply say out of 900. I don't know the strength of the university. For example, if it is 1200 is the strength of the university. Out of 1200 students, if you say 200 students have completed a MOOC course, you have to send along 200 certificates along with that metric. 200 certificates should go, and they will verify if there are 200 certificates. So the 200 number that you have written there, you will get a full point for that number that you claim there. So that is quantitative metrics. Whereas qualitative metric, you can keep writing sweet words you can write. For qualitative metrics, you can write sweetly about what is happening in the university with good English. If you can write for 500 words, it is very happy. Yes, they are very happy about what are the performance that is happening in the institution with good English. They are very happy about it. But they come in person. The peer team visit happens only for those qualitative metrics which you write in 500 words. The quantitative metrics, they do not verify when they come over here. All that is complete at one end once the SSR is submitted online. The SSR is submitted online. I'm sure all of you know that SSR is submitted online. Yes, all of you know that. Every metric is filled and it is sent online. The whole format is available online. So once in the dashboard of the university, HEI University, when you open the dashboard and when you opt for SSR, it will open with all the details where you have to fill up on the dashboard. There is no other, you cannot take it out and fill the details, but you have to open the dashboard every time and you fill the details. And what happens? On the other hand, when you submit, we have a data validation center at Bengaluru where it is not by any academicians that it is verified. It is some IT persons who verify. That is why I tell you, when you say there are 200 people who have done this, or even in other words, out of 40 teachers, when we say 38 teachers hold a PhD degree, I'm just telling you for an example. So 38 teachers hold PhD degrees. The then you have to send along 38 PhD degree certificates, scanned and send it along. They will check if the name of the teachers who are there in the list and the name of each certificate goes hand in hand. They give you 38 upon 38, the mark for that allocated mark for that will be given. You understand? This is how the validation takes place. It is not done by any academicians. It is IT person who do not know anything about it. So we have to be very clear when we send the document. We have to verify at our end. When you say it is first name is Sujata, the next name is Grace, and next name is some other person, Raman, another person. So the order in which you send the certificate also should be first is Sujata, then it is Grace, then it is Raman. It is that way you have to arrange the entire certificate and then send it along. They will verify there, then you get the full score for that particular metric. So we have to learn the way that you have to work towards this, filling up of the metrics. Then on the other side, it is a hassle-free, verification for the people on the other side. Anyone who's very good in IT, they will keep checking and they will give you marks. Yes, this is there. Yes, this is there. That is how it happens. No academician sit there. There is some random person who sits there. That is why it is a very transparent mechanism. If some academician is there, if you tell them that I can give you some 1 lakh and you boost the number, they may do it. I'm not saying the academicians are bad, but some, they will understand you. The institute is a mark varlana, it will be called idina varade, or not let me be benevolent, they may think. But this is not such a thing. Some person, a third party person who sits there and who's doing, and who we do not know who's sitting there, some third party who has an access to IT will sit there and will verify. So 70% of the SSR will be verified online. We have no say at all over that 70% because the 70% of our SSR will be evaluated online by some IT person. You understand? It is not by academicians. Some IT person will evaluate whatever you send, the data that you send, it will be evaluated. So where does the thread lie? It is in our hands. How are you going to send the material from here? So when your material is good, I'm sure the evaluation is going to happen automatically. So I've shown the difference between university, autonomous and affiliated college. The total number of metric is 137 for university, 136 for autonomous colleges, and for affiliated colleges it is 121. The next slide please. Now, the distribution of weightages across criterion. So these are the 7 criterion. I don't want to repeat the criterion, I'm sure. I'm sure all of you know by name what are the criterion, isn't it? Can someone tell me what are the 7 criteria? It is there, but still not looking at there. As an IQAC, anyone can tell me what are the 7 criteria?
Please open your mouth and interact with her because she is all the way talking and
Yes.
And we should also expose her.
I'm sure all of you know, see, this is nothing to say. I tell you, I'm also like you. I've come here only to give my experience. That's all. It's an experience that I'm sharing with you. So there are 7 criterion, and each criterion, the weightage or the weightage point or the weightage mark is not uniform for all the criterion. There are 7 criterion. And the total mark is 1000. Marks or points, whatever we call it as points. It is 1000 points. Whether it is university, whether it is autonomous college, whether it is an affiliated college, it is 1000 for all the 3 types of higher education institution. Now, you look at the weightage, how it differs from one to another. Curricular aspect in the university is 150, autonomous institution is 150, affiliated college is 100. I'm giving you one homework, I can say. You have to tell me why is it 150 and 115 for university and autonomous colleges and why it's only 100 for affiliated colleges. Now, teaching learning process, in the case of university is 200, autonomous college is 300, affiliated college is 350. You can see the difference. I have brought all the three because I want you to realize what is the expectation of a university. Then, in research, innovation and extension, in the case of university it is 250, 150 with respect to autonomous college, affiliated college is 120. And all the others, infrastructure and learning resources, student support and progression, governance, leadership and management, institutional values and best practices, it is 100, 100, 100 for both university and autonomous colleges. Whereas student support and progression, there is a small increase in the case of affiliated and constituent college, that is 130. Now you have to introspect. Let me tell you the way that we work in our institution, how we worked in our institution. I was sharing as I was traveling with her from my institution to here. It's a long way, we were discussing. And even now I was in a meeting. I just told her, now that you know that national education policy has been implemented, 2020 will be implemented soon. But the government of Tamil Nadu is not very keen on implementing this national education policy. So they are going for state education policy. The committee has already been framed. Now we have started working. Today is the third meeting that is going on in the institution. As IQAC coordinator, I was also there in the meeting. I had to come halfway. The thing is, you have to make an analysis. What happens when this national education policy or the state education policy is being implemented in the state higher education institution? What will be the implication? What is it that will be the expectation of this state on this higher education institution? That we are doing now. But for you, what you should do is, as criterion in charges, I was just telling her, as criterion in charges, 2 years ago, we sat all the criterion in charges, we sat with the manual. And each one, whoever is in charge of the first criterion, we looked into metric after metric and we made an analysis. How at this particular stage, now we are in the month of October. See, today is 10th of October. So today at 10th of October, what do you think you can score in this metric out of 10? If this metric has a score weightage of 10, how do you think the university's performance will help you to gain 10 or 8 or 6 or 4? What is your evaluation at this present stage? And what do you think after 15 days you can increase the score after getting the material from the department? At this stage, I can say out of 10 I can score only 6. And out of 20 I can say I can score only 12. Because I am not confident. I am not confident as a in charge of this criterion 1. I am not happy about it. And I have a view that I cannot score more than 12 out of 20 in this particular metric. I give you time. As a coordinator, I give her time. I tell her after 15 days, I want you to come back to do a reanalysis of whatever you have done today. To collect some material, to collect the data for that particular metric. And you get back to me stating that it is not 12, it will increase to 18. She has to work for that 18. We did rounds of meetings with the IQAC criterion in charges, and we saw it. We have all that. It is a record. The IQAC has a record from meeting after meeting how we try to increase the the weightage point of every metric, and we saw to it. This is what we will get. Will you believe? I'm not bluffing. I'm not talking just because I'm here to applaud something. We had a vision after completing the SSR that we will be getting a score of 3.67. We have it with us. The day when the peer team visit completed, again immediately after the visit, the IQAC members sat together and we made an analysis. What do you think will be the score when the result is declared next week? We were very sure that we will get a score of 3.67. 67 was our score. But then it came down to 3.58. Immediately we made an analysis where we slipped. This is what we should do. Where we slipped, how did we miss that 9 points? Where did we miss that 9 points? Because we were very sure that we will get 3.67. But how did we miss that 9 points? We made an analysis and we understood we knew where we failed. We knew where we failed. It is only by our writing that we failed, so we lost the marks. So we convinced, yes, this is where we failed. This is how the institution should perform. It is by yourself. That is why I said it is a self-introspection. It is a self-evaluation. You have to evaluate your institution. You have to evaluate your university. What is the performance of this university? Where am I standing? Where will I increase next week? Where will I be after a week, after a month, after 3 months? Where will I be? You have to go on evaluating so that by the end of the 6th month, I stand somewhere at the top. See, now I'm the 10%. I should go up to 80%. This is possible. Not all of us. Sudden I can. And it's not a high jump. It's not a high jump. It is only with a ladder. One after another, you can reach that level. So how are we going to do that? This is what the teachers will have to do. We have done rounds of analysis, one after another, and not just that, we've never stopped with analysis, we have performed to raise the bar. So, I want to tell you how this expectation of the university is something unique. You can see that you are expected to do more research, more innovation, and extension. I think extension should not be a problem because 50 marks weightage is given to all the university, autonomous college, and affiliated colleges. It is 50 points is given for extension. So leave alone the extension. It is 200 points is given to the university for research and innovation. So how much of research have I done? How much of publication is there contributed by me? I'm talking about myself. What is that I have contributed as an individual teacher to this university which has given me bread and bun? This has given me the bread. What is my contribution to this university? I tell you, I would request the registrar and no, I cannot ask the VC, but then I can ask the IUAC coordinator, director. She should have rounds of meetings with the teachers. There should be a benchmark. We set a benchmark. Every department will have a benchmarking. By the end of every semester, it is expected that there are 4 papers published by your department. I don't know who will do it. Whether it is the same person who will do the 4 publication or 4 teachers will do the 4 publication or 2 teachers together will do the 4 publication. But we want 4 publication. Every department should have 4 publication. There should be a project of less than 1 lakh, at least one. More than 10 lakhs, there should be one at the end of a year. This is the benchmark that we give to the teachers of the college. And that is where we are able to perform also. Our benchmark is very high. How many students are to get state level prize? How many should get university level prizes? They give all that as a benchmark for every department, and they have to reach it. Otherwise, the department, because the CAS is there, the CAS. I'm sure all of you are feeling of the CAS. Career Advancement Scheme. We will be filling up CAS, they call it as CAS or Career Advancement Scheme. So, the benchmark has to be set as according to the CAS. You have to perform. If you don't have performance, your university will fail. If the university fails, you fail along with the university. You fail how? You are not from a reputed university. You should be ashamed that you are working in a university or an institution which is not performing good. There should be teachers or there should be, professors who will be wanting to join this university. That should be the quality of the institution where you work. So you should raise the bar of this university. I'm only motivating you. The next slide, sir. Now, the grading point. So the grading point, let us look from the bottom. So let us look from the bottom. Less than 1.50 equals to not being accredited. From 1.51 to 2 is accredited as C. And 2.01 to 2.50, accreditation is B. And 2.51 to 2.75 is B plus. 2.76 to 3 is B++, and once this scale goes up to 3.01 to 3.25, it is A, and I'm sorry, there's a mistake there. 3.26, it is 2.26 is wrong. It is a typical error. It is 3.26 to 3.50 is A plus and 3.51 to 4 is A plus plus. So we had a meeting with all our teachers. Our teacher strength is 310 as a teacher strength. The faculty number is 310 in our institution. The IQAC will have minimum of one meeting every week with all the teachers. We want to achieve that A++. We will show them the figure. We will tell them this is our aspiration A++. How you will achieve, we do not know. We want this A++. So once you aspire for A++, your score should be between 3.51 and 4. So the next slide. So now steps to accreditation. We have the steps: registration in HEI in NAC portal, IAQA submission. Then we have the student satisfaction survey, data verification and validation, then pre-qualifier peer-team visit and accreditation. The next slide is I have explained the same thing. So the first thing we have to do is the university can register themselves for accreditation on NAC official website. I think that has been done. Now what you should do is compile and submit the university data for initial quality assessment, which is called as IAQA. What is the expansion of IAQA? Yes, IAQA. Institution information for quality assessment. So you give your information for quality assessment. IIQA, institutional information for quality assessment. Then once that has been accepted by the NAC, you will be submitting the self-study report. So institute need to submit the self-study report after the IAQA has been when it is gotten through. The next process is the data submitted by the university. I told you is verified at the other end. It is verified and you have a pre-qualifier. Once it is validated, it is called as a DVV. I don't know whether you went through the process of this DVV, data verification and validation and verification. So that is what I meant by data submitted is verified and you are pre-qualified. You get a mail from the NAC saying you are pre-qualified. Once the pre-qualification is done, then you can aspire for a peer-team visit. But before that, student satisfaction survey is conducted simultaneously along with the DVV. I think the process you know about that. The DVV and the SSS or the student satisfaction survey will happen simultaneously. The next slide, please. Now, I want to expand the terminology that is there in this process of accreditation. A and A, that is assessment and accreditation. HEI is higher education institution. SSR is self-study report. QNM is quantitative metric. QLF is qualitative metric. IAQA is institution information for DVV is data validation and verification. SSS is student satisfaction survey and PVV is peer-team visit. So these are some of the terminology or the abbreviation that we come across during the process of this assessment and accreditation. That is A and E. And one thing, for the prerequisite of IAQA, because I told you this IAQA is the first step. You want to submit your SSR, you have to apply for this IAQA. IAQA, you have to send along the IAQA a fee of 29,500. You will be sending a fee of 29,500 along with this IAQA, which means that you are ready for the submission of self-study report. So, what is the prerequisite for this IAQA? Two things are very essential. A functional IQAC. Functional IQAC is a prerequisite of IAQA and periodic submission of AQAR. So, these two are the prerequisite of IAQA. If you don't have these two, then there is no point in submitting your IAQA. The next. Now, IQAC and its role. Now, we have to understand that IQAC is not a committee like a ragging committee or a student welfare committee. It is not a committee like this. It is not at all a committee, but it is a unit, a part and parcel of this university. IQAC is a part and parcel of this university as a unit. And what is the job of that IQAC? It is a participative and facilitative unit that closely works with three people. One is faculty members, non-teaching, and the management. Why they have to work with this three trio? Why is that? Because to make any strategy, you need to coordinate with these three people. The management, the faculty members, and the non-teaching. Otherwise, you cannot do any strategy. So, in order to do some strategy and uplift the quality of the university, you need to sit along with all the three and only then make a strategy. And if at all there is some difficulty which comes across, it is only these three people who will help you to come over or will remove these difficulties. For example, if you have some funding difficulty, you have to approach the management. If you have some difficulty in the performance of the student, you will have to approach the teachers. If any record is failing, you may have to approach the non-teaching. So, in order to remove the difficulties in the path of the performance or the activity of the IQAC, you need the coordination of this trio, namely the teachers, the non-teaching, and the management. So, they work along with them. On the role of IQAC, I have listed out what is the role of IQAC in this accreditation process to develop the overall improvement in the performance of the university. It is not just one area that they will improve, the other area they will leave. No. It is the overall performance of the university in every aspect that they have to develop strategies so that there is the overall improvement of this university. To promote measure for the functioning of the university towards quality enhancement. So they have to develop measures. They have to keep on developing measures so that there is a quality improvement enhancement in this university. Improve quality culture and institutionalization of best practices. I'm sure you should be having one or two best practices. Yes, Dr. Please. Yeah. Have you identified the best practices? Now, one thing I will tell you, first of all, as a department, please identify what is the best practice of your department. That is what we did. You have to identify the best practice of a particular department. There may be 2 best practices in a department, 4 best practices in a department, and there may not be any best practice at all in one department. And as IQAC, there should be a meeting along with the Vice Chancellor and Registrar. We will have to go through the entire best practice that is being taken up by some, 2-3 departments, and they have to identify which is the best practice that can be institutionalized for the entire university. They can take one from one department. So it is one department which is contributing to the rest of the university, to the rest of the other departments. And institutionalize. There may be one department which is doing something extraordinary. You take that, put it to others. You ask them, yes, you are doing that. And institutionalize. That is the culture that has to be made by the IQAC. They improve the quality culture and institutionalization of best practice and provide sound basis for decision making. That's why I tell you, everyone should participate in this. It is not that IQAC will be breaking the heads always. Every teacher will participate so that their decision, your decision will be taken up by IQAC. We do not know. Indirectly, it will be so helpful for the university. Another thing is documentation. Whatever you do. For example, today, the day is over. For the FDP, the first day, the preparedness of the university preparedness of NAC accreditation. So that is the topic. And today we have the role of IQAC and the stakeholder, and then a general overview of what is the NAC accreditation process. So when the day is over, there should be one of the person who's in charge. I got to understand there are 2 people who are the coordinator for this, coordinating the secretary for this program. So one of you should make a report of today's program. It should be a 250 words report of today's program, along with a photograph and attendance. Attendance, how many of you attended? Not just the name, with the attendance signature of every teacher. With the signature of every teacher, put it in a file, scan, and create a file, create a folder, and put it in the folder as FDP 2022 first day. Put it in a folder and put it there. It should be retrieved any time after 10 years, after 20 years, you will be able to retrieve that particular folder. And then, end of the FTP, all the 6 days are over. Now what will happen? Your invitation, the profile of all the resource person who came there, and then the invite, then what else? You have the e-copy of the banner, everything put together, one full big folder with all the 6-day report, everything, the photograph, as I told you, the attendance, everything put together. And if I don't know about whether ma'am is planning for a certificate, if a certificate is given, the certificate also can be scanned and put over there. If it is a physical certificate, it has to be scanned. If it is not a physical certificate, then e-certificate, okay ma'am. Then the e-certificate, what is the process by which she is going to give an e-certificate? If there is a feedback for this FDP, that also can be put across. Everything together as one folder, it should be available in FDP folder, FDP 2022 folder, everything should be available there. I am not boasting again and again. I am not boasting. Every teacher in my institution, after any function, after any activity, the folder will be ready. Within a week, I get as an IQAC, I get a report from them with all that is, I told you, listed out to you. Everything listed out, I will get within 1 week. And the working system in our institution, let me tell you, we have created 7 emails. Email for Criterion 1, email for IQAC.Criterion 1 plus 1 email. IQAC.Criterion 2 is another email. So all the 7 emails are created. Anything related to Criterion 1 will just land up in Criterion 1 within a week. Yes. Anything? Yes. So you have to do that. Every criterion you have to create, and whatever related to that criterion. First of all, you should have an idea. Where does this go? You tell me, someone tell me, where does this FDP related activities go? To which criterion?
6.
Very good. It is criterion 6. Because every teacher should know where this particular activity has to be uploaded. Which criterion is requiring this particular activity. All my teachers know. All the 310 teachers know what activity has to be uploaded in which criterion. So that should be your tip, it should be in your fingertip where, what. Otherwise, I tell you, it is very difficult to perform. I was talking, when you don't perform, you cannot expect anything. We have to perform. Performance is something required from our end. Otherwise, we cannot. அதாவது நான் படிக்க மாட்டேன் ஆனா எனக்கு 1000 மார்க் ஒண்ணுனா கிடைக்காது. இல்ல கோயில போய் சுத்தினா கிடைக்குமா? கிடைக்காது. We have to study. We have to study. Provided I want the highest mark 500 க்கு நான் 480 வாங்கணும்னா then no படிக்கணும். படிச்சாதான் கிடைக்கும். So only when you perform you get the rank. Otherwise very difficult. So as a friend or as maybe as a brothers and sisters I'm talking to you, I have a great regard for Dr. Grace as a friend. So I am telling because she is also in the university where I will be proud of that she is working in that university. I want this university to come up with A+. My prayer, I would say, it's not A, but I want the university to have an A+. When will you have this A+? All of you put together from today on. From today on, your blood should boil. Yes, I am going to work in an A+ university. This is an A+ university. I want this university to go up as A+. And you have to work towards that. You work an extra mile, work extra hours. Your classes are there, your commitment to research is there, your commitment to other activities are there. but extra bit. Put some extra efforts so that it is for the university. This is a time being. I tell you, this is time being. After this accreditation process is over, you go back and relax your normal course of your work. This few months you have to, I get to understand in 6 months time you will be submitting your IAQA. So it's just 6 months. We worked 3 years ahead. We started working for this IAQA. We had this IAQA 3 years before. We said just 3 years, just 3 years. 2.5 years, just 2 years. This is how we work. Now we are left out with 6 months. So the amount of work that you will be contributing towards this is going to be enormous. It is going to be day and night. Your dream should be day and night. And your work should be day and night. The next one. The next. Now, the vision of IQAC and the operational features of IQAC. The vision of IQAC is something very simple. They have to work, timely work and efficiency and affordable and innovative. That's why I told you, affordable approach and innovative approach. What is the approach? You create separate email. That is an affordable approach so that you can retrieve all the material from the different departments. Use of ICT for modern education. Best assessment process for maintaining quality. Ensuring best infrastructure to achieve its goal. Infrastructure doesn't mean only the building. Infrastructure of all type. Your software infrastructure, even accessibility to email, making the students access to the email. All this are the infrastructure that should be available, and that should be the goal of the IQAC, vision of the IQAC. Now, operational feature of the IQAC. Work plan to achieve the desired quality. That's what I told you. You have to have a plan. After 2 weeks, what is my plan? What is that I want from the department? And the devotion and commitment to devise the procedure. You have to have a procedure. And it should be committed procedure that you have. Yes, I achieved this by this date. And maintain the right balance between health and growth of the institution. It should be a growth. There should not be a downfall. There should be a growth in the institutional activities for which the IQAC will have to work. And work that should be effectively and efficiently. Effective and efficient, that's again a spelling mistake. It should be efficient and effective with high standard. There is no compromising the standard. It should be of high standard. Establish procedure and modalities to collect data and information on various aspects of institutional functioning. Has to design formats for online submission of data. So when we want to collect the data from the department, the IQAC in charge, say for example it is the second criterion in charge, you have to make your own, you have to design your own format so that you can get the information for 5.2.3. I want information for 5.2.3. The person in charge of fifth criterion will have to make her own format so that that format becomes useful to you, and you will collect the data from all the 7 or 8 departments and will be able to collect it and put it across in 5.2 points, 4 or whatever it is. The next one. Now, this is what I wanted to say. Key duties of IQAC. The list will go on and on. Actually, I have not exhausted all the list. Some of the duties of IQAC. Being a member of IQAC is a proud pride. I don't deny that. But it is not simply holding a flag that I am a coordinator of IQAC and a member of IQAC. Such a lot of duties there to be performed by an IQAC member. As an IQAC coordinator, I have another one. I have a slide for IQAC coordinator also. The key duties of IQAC. You can see all the documents to be vested in the website. She has to put everything in the website. Why? Because it is transparency. Anything, yes, are you doing? Yes, I am doing. Please check our website. It is there. There should be a transparent mechanism in the way that IQAC works. So everything has to be vested in the website. And IQAC has to develop quality culture by developing benchmarks. That's what I told you. We have to develop benchmarks and best practices. Then organize seminars related to quality enhancement. Organize student induction program. I think you are having a student induction program as soon as to fill the gap between school and college. There should should be an induction program that should be taken up by the IQAC, and we will have to do the student induction program. And then organize program to orient stakeholders on quality related issues. It's not just with the teachers. Even the parents should know what is that is happening in the university. When you have a parent-teacher meet, as the registrar, you can have a presentation to to say some 100 to 200 stakeholders, that is the parents. You make them sit in one hall, put the presentation, what all is happening in the university this year. These are the achievement of the university. That is how you say about the quality to the stakeholder. That's what we do. Every parents meet, principal will have a presentation. What is the achievement of the year? So then you're talking about this policy, that and parents also will get updated what is happening in the university. This is given to your boards. This is skill development classes is going on. And after the university hour, we have training for the students. All that you can talk to the parents only when you call them and tell them what is happening in the college. So you can take it up, sir, as one of your so how to orient the stakeholders on quality related issue, organize gender related programs. See, IQAC need not do everything directly. They can, give it to one of the departments. If this say gender related program, they can give it to one madam, you can give it to one department. Ask them to do something related to gender. Now, because this is both boys and girls are studying in this university, you can have some program that in no way woman is less than man, or in no way women can feel that men is something less. Both way, because now women feel that I can achieve more. Men feel that I am the superior. So they should have a gender-related program. So that will be organized not directly by the IQAC, but some you can vest it to some department and they will do the program. And then updating non-teaching staff with required skill. See, they should be updated with the skill. Whatever is the skill that is required, if they have to handle now that PF, what is that? PF EMS. EMS. So PF EMS, I'm sure not all the non-teaching staff know to do this. We have to update them with the skill. How to get themselves, equipped with the technical skill. We have to give some technical skill for them also, sessions for them. Student welfare programs. All the welfare programs for the student, you find out what are the welfare programs that you can give to the students. Give them to the students through some department. Student welfare program should be given. Organize faculty development program. Has to establish quality circle, student quality circle, staff quality circle, research quality circle, non-teaching quality circle. You establish quality circle everywhere and you can work through the quality. You have a student quality circle, they will do wonders, ma'am. I tell you, they will do wonders. So you have to establish quality circles. Feedback system. Feedback system is not just on curricular, teaching, learning, infrastructure, everything, you can have, even this FDP, you can have a feedback. How was this? How is it really useful? Or simply you're wasting. See, you cannot waste your 2 hours time here, sitting here. It should be useful. Whether the resource person had conveyed something to you, whether you learned something. So you can have some questions, some 10 questions, not more than it's boring. So 10 questions will do. But 10 questions, sometimes what we do, we include one question from whatever has been spoken here, whether she was aware or she was sleeping, in a sleeping mode. We want to find out that also. We will include that as one or two questions in between. So feedback system on everything that is all the activities that is happening in the institution. And then academic and administrative audit. I'm sure the IQAC should be doing this. Academic audit, administrative audit. It is called as AAAA. Academic and administrative audit. Green audit is the next one, sir. Green audit, ISO certification. Reviewing the teaching learning process. The teaching learning process is going on fine. How do we know that? It is the IQAC because it is quality related. It is the IQAC which has to devise a method to review the teaching learning process. So what we do is, we have an internal teaching learning audit. The internal members will go on audit. So we have to devise a method. Then incremental improvement made during the last 5 years. What is the quality initiatives that has been made by the university, and what is the incremental improvements that have been made during this 5 years? Last 5 years where I was and where do I stand in this 5 years? So that also has to be assessed by the IQAC. Grievance committee. So grievance committee, how's the grievance? It's not that directly that IQAC has to plunge into all that, but they have to look into the grievance committee, how's the grievance, whether there are grievances at all, are there grievances? If at all there is a grievance, is that redressed? So all the mechanism has to be looked at only by the IQAC. Reports in media. Anything that is happening in this university, sports university, is that being reflected in the media, whether through printed form or through visual form. Whether it is happening in the any news in the TV, or is it that in the printed form as a newspaper, is that happening? I'm sure, ma'am, even this, ma'am, you have to take it up that all that is happening in this institution should be reflected in the media, in printed form as well as in the visual form. Media can be, social media is not enough, ma'am. You have to popularize the university. Popularizing the university is either through news in the TV news, any channel. It has to come there, or it has to be in the printed form, either in any newspaper. These are the two medias where you have to strike this university. You can get together with someone, some reporter, a important activity will come up there. Then, internal and external audits. I'm talking about the financial audits. The financial audit that takes place, that also. Then campus development. Of course, your development seems to be very great. As I came inside the institution, I found that it is very great. Really, you have a very good infrastructure. You are all very fortunate to have a high-tech infrastructure. And feedback from departments, cells, etc. It is not just from students you take the feedback from all the centers, the committees, the cells that are department. The department also will have to give some feedback. And the organization structure of the university, which we call as organogram. The organogram of the university. You have to say as, of course, it is the vice chancellor, under him is the registrar, and under him who all falls under the. You have to make an organogram of the university so that you will know who is working under whom. Then, administrative setup, e-governance in area of operation, all this are to look out by the IQAC. Where all you have the e-governance. Is it in the admission? Is it in the examination? Is it in the data that is related to the students? All that, whether everywhere you have this governance by e, that is electronic governance. And effectiveness of various bodies, cells, committees, centers, teaching and non-teaching, everything. What is the effectiveness of the cell? What is the use of having one anti-ragging cell? Anti-discriminatory cell. What is the use of that? Anything is happening there? We do not know. It is the IQAC which has to see what is the effectiveness of the new cell and what is the effectiveness of the committee. For example, even the IQAC is a committee. What is the committee doing? So it is the IQAC coordinator who has to look into the effectiveness of all these committees, centers, research center. You have a research center. What is happening in the research center? What is the output from that research center? We have invested so much crores on that research center. And what is the output? So we have to look into all that. It is the duty, the key duty of the IQAC. Financial support to conduct and attend conferences, seminars, training faculty and non-teaching faculty and staff members. There are two ways to invest money on teachers. One is to call for FDP in the institution, as it is happening now. We are coming one after another from our institution for these 6 days, and that is one way of having a training for the faculty members. The other way is whatever is the registration fee that a teacher will be paying to attend a conference or attend a faculty development outside the university will have to allocate some fund. Say in a year 10,000 rupees can be allocated. This year you allocate 2,000 rupees to this department to this department, some 5 departments, you allocate 2,000 rupees. I'm just kidding. We are allocating lots of fund. In fact, every year we allocate almost 5 lakhs on teachers. We invest 5 lakhs on teachers. On outcome-based education, you won't know the way that we were getting training for outcome-based education. We are going to have a session on outcome-based education. What confidence that we have to talk about outcome-based education is because we have had enough training at IIT. We went to IIT, rounds of faculty development program that we had under the umbrella of IIT, Teaching Learning Center. The teachers were sent one after another, say in a group of 50-50, they were sent to IIT and they had a thorough training on how to do this outcome-based education, how to do the mapping and the outcome. Everything we had a training at IIT, and this expenditure was borne by the management. We spent around 5 lakhs on that. So you have to spend some money on teachers so that they become updated. And we do not stop by spending money. We extract from them. We don't stop spending 50,000 rupees. We extract from them more than 50,000 rupees. We extract from them. So that should be the motive of university. You spend and take from. Don't ask them to go on doing. When will you ask them to do? When you invest on them, you can ask from them. When you invest some money on your for example, it is a very understanding example that I can see. You want to put your son or daughter in one institute. Say you are investing on the child to complete one course of BE in BIT, Vellore Institute of Technology. You know there is a brand name for BIT, and the fees also is exorbitant. So when the child completes a 5-year course or a 4-year course at BIT, by the time your pocket or your deposit, you would have finished with 20 lakhs of your deposit there. Isn't it? When will you invest that money? Provided your son is going to get back the investment from some company with a pay scale of a minimum of 6 lakhs per annum. Minimum of 6 lakhs per annum. Now you are emptying this, no botheration at all. Do you get my point? When I invest something on my children also, I expect something back from the children. Don't I expect the same thing with my teachers? When I invest something on the teacher, I have to extract something from you, get back something from you. That should be the motive of the government, sir. I tell you, you invest, get back from you. So, financial support to conduct and attend conferences, seminars, training faculty and non-teaching, and encouraging teachers to attend professional development programs. That is what I told you. It could be with the fund, without a fund. Not all the time the university will be, I have to tell the other students or no. Not every time the university will be able to afford to spend money on the teachers. Partially they can give you money. But there should be an encouragement for the teachers, either by giving them OD, by giving them some concession to take care of the class with some other teacher, so that they get an opportunity to go out and have their professional development program or faculty development program, whatever it is. So this is all the case, and it is to be taken up by the IQAC. The IQAC has to raise the voice or has to voice out, saying that yes, it is required for the teacher to update her knowledge, and we will send her out. Let us ask, her classes be adjusted somewhere. This has to be the recommendation from the IQAC. The next slide, sir. So now, the composition of the IQAC. The chairperson, yes, it is the VC who is the chairperson, and the co-chairperson would be the registrar. Then apart from that, 3 to 8 teachers, minimum of 3 teachers, a maximum of 8 teachers should be a part of IQAC. 1 management member, few senior teachers, administrative officers, and then 1 nominee from the local society, student and alumni, 1 industrialist, but of all, 1 senior teacher as IQAC coordinator or director. So this is the composition of IQAC. Now, and as I keep on telling, IQAC helps the institution in planning and monitoring the quality. So quality is the mantra for IQAC. So all activities related to the university, the quality is measured only by the IQAC. And therefore what happens? they have to meet at least once in every 3 months. Every 3 months, at least once in 3 months, they have to meet. They have to have discussion, deliberation. It can go on for 3 hours, but they have to meet at least once in 3 months. So therefore, IQAC should meet at least once in every quarter. And again here, the agenda, minutes, action statement report should be documented and maintained electronically in a retrievable format. And IQAC has to keep all the documents. It's not just the documents of the IQAC, minutes of the meeting of the IQAC alone. All the documents has to be electronically maintained by the IQAC. So now on, you have to learn as how we are going to maintain the entire document in an electronic format. The next slide, sir. So the role of the coordinator is very crucial, and it should be an effective functioning to make all the members to be functioning effectively. It is a crucial role that is played by the IQAC, and she should be a senior and a competent person, okay, and a full-time functionary. It is not a part-time teacher who can become, just because she is from has some experience in some college. You cannot make her as an IQAC director or coordinator. It is a full-time functionary who alone can become the IQAC, because she takes the responsibility. She alone can be entrusted with that function, and then a secretarial assistance should be facilitated to the coordinator, and she should have a sound knowledge in computer, in data management, in all the functions of the institution or university. All the functions should be known to the coordinator. She should know everything. The reason is, as the Vice Chancellor will be knowing everything about the university, the next person to know is the IQAC coordinator. Because when the peer team visits, it is the IQAC coordinator who has to answer wherever they go. Wherever the peer team moves, it is the coordinator who will be answering them for whatever the query that comes across. At least the Vice Chancellor, here this part will be over once the presentation is done. But it is the coordinator who will be moving along with them and who has to answer all the queries related to the entire university, entire department, all the other cells and committees. That's why everything comes under the umbrella of IQAC. She has to know everything. She or he has to know everything about the activity of the IQAC. Now, coming to the role of teachers in accreditation process. I don't want to miss out this, because we have said the role of the stakeholders. The IQAC has a role to play, the teachers has a role to play. So we know that teacher already has a multifaceted personality, not just a teacher, not just a researcher. He or she is a mentor. She's having a super, personality as a faculty of any university. Leave alone that. Yes, that responsibility is there. But her relation with the institution should be devotion and commitment. That is the basic role. I wanted to talk about the teachers. The first thing is the devotion and the commitment that they have towards the institution or the university. The next is the continuous learning, teaching, learning, innovation technique. We should not stop with that, using the chalk and the talk, no more. We should use technology for teaching, learning methods. Then we know that what I learned, I have an experience, my 30 years of experience is over. My experience is more than 30 years. 30 years is over. Can I still go on with whatever I learned 30 years ago as a student and teach them today? No. So she's a lifelong learner. So she has to update her knowledge, enhance her knowledge. That's the reason the IQAC will have to send her for faculty development program, faculty enrichment program. So all that is being given to the faculty because she has to update her knowledge. See, when I joined the college, I did not have an idea about IQAC. When I joined the IQAC, I know what is IQAC, but I did not know the functioning of the IQAC. Once I became the coordinator, I know what all is happening under the umbrella of IQAC, in the institution, in the committee, in the department, everything I knew. Only when I came to that position. Now, she has to go on enhancing. The time comes, she should not sit like that, எனக்கு சம்பளம் வருது, நான் உட்காந்துக்கிறேன், நான் மூச்சு விட்டா போறேன், எனக்கு சம்பளம் வருது, ஸ்டூடெண்ட் படிச்சா படிக்கலன்னா. My commitment, so I have to be committed to this university. So as a lifelong learner, we have to keep on enhancing the knowledge. Then coming to the research publication, as university, research publication is expected at the highest level from this university. We saw it is 200 marks. 50 marks we kept aside for extension activities. Now 200 marks is simply for research activity, research project, your copyright, working model development, consultancy, patent. All these are the venues by which you are expected to get this 200 marks. I don't know what is that you have. Where do you stand now? Ma'am, maybe by next week you can find out from the third criterion in charge what is the expected mark from the research criterion.
Very well, we can say now itself.
Ma'am, 6 months time you cannot do any research publication or get for project. So we are going to have a session on criterion 3. Please interact with the criterion in charge, criterion 3, because she is adept. She has a very sound knowledge in research. Please have an interaction. You can find out where all you can get the funding for project. It will be just 10,000, but you are getting a project, funded project. So funded project is what that has been looked at by the NAC. So please put questions. I don't want to simply listen. Put some question. It should be an interaction. Please put questions where you can get that fund. What is that meaning of copyright? What do you do for copyright? And working model development. I know a college at Ramanathapuram where teachers of nutrition development, ND, nutrition and dietetics. Can you imagine nutrition and dietetics department? Two teachers from there, they thought, as they used to go back home, they have seen number of trees, they're all palm trees. Palm trees were there. So they were contemplating, what could we do with this palm? And now don't you see that palm vellam, pana vellam பார்க்கறோமா? அந்த பன வெல்லத்துக்கு காரணம் அங்க இருக்கக்கூடிய ராமநாதபுரத்துக்கு ஒரு காலேஜோட 2 டீச்சர்ஸோட ப்ராடக்ட் அது. It's a product that has been developed by those teachers. They extracted the palm, and you know how they did it? They became friendly with all the farmers who were their farms that were there around that college, and they said, we will help you in increasing the production of palm. They increased the production of palm by signing an MOU with a close by fertilizer factory. They made an MOU with them, and with them they increased the palm production, and they helped them in making palm jaggery. Now palm jaggery, you are able to see that is a product from one of the institutions around Ramanathapuram. So that is how a teacher should go on thinking, what is the product that I can develop from here? So the working model development, I'm just giving my experience wherever I went. The last time also I told you about a fish. Recently I went to that college. It is nothing but Abdul Hakim College. You can go to the website and see what is the product that has been developed by Abdul Hakim College for the entire nation. That is the only college which has developed that kind of a product. You can go to the website and see. They have an aqua product being developed, and for which reason they had to get an A grade, otherwise their funding will be stopped. So they went for reassessment because they had a B++. Their funding will be stopped. They want to go for A grade, and so we help them. Now they have an A+. It is just a matter of 6 months that we help them by giving them, talk like this. Now I'm telling you, see, I have not come here to give you a talk because I don't have work in my college. I have enough work, and she knows I came out of a meeting. We go on having lots of discussions so that our institution becomes on par with what is happening in the university. So I told you we had an NEP meeting because NEP may come in any time. How is it that our institution is going to face that NEP? That is the meeting, the third meeting that is going on now. So I came here because by the words of Dr. Grace, I want this institution to come up. So nothing of my context. It is the context of this university, what you can do with this university. So please, all of you from today on, please, as you go on with your work, think about what you can contribute to this university, what you can, not to this university. Why should you contribute to this university? Because it's this university which has given you the opportunity to stand what you are today. See, I am standing in this JBS because before joining JBS, I was just a student. And I was a very, I was not a very, I could not realize my efficiency when I was a student. But once I came here, the platform was given to me and I utilized the platform and I am here what I am now today. So you have to utilize the platform. See, you have an opportunity to go out and do things. Please use the opportunity. So you have to produce some working model and consultancy. So you have lots of opportunity for consultancy as a physical education university. What is the consultancy that you are offering from this university and patent development? So all this is one after another what you could do to this university. Okay, that is most expected as a role of teacher in accreditation process. The next slide, sir. It continues. The teacher is the most important stakeholder. You know, without a teacher, university is nowhere. The student may be there, the registrar may be there, the vice chancellor may be there, but what if there are no teachers? So teacher is the most important stakeholder and the outcome is expected from we have not employed you just for you to come over here and relax and go back. But something is expected, some outcome is expected of you. That's what I told you. When we invest 50,000 on you, we expect 1 lakh from you. Was I not right, sir? The university, the college invested 50,000 on teachers, but we expected 1 lakh from you. We want some outcome from the teachers. So what is the outcome that is expected of you? Teacher is expected to know that first thing is, she is expected to know the vision and mission of this university. What is the vision and mission of this university? And am I focusing on that vision and mission of this university? Am I training my students to achieve that vision of the university? So that should be the first thing of a teacher. And then you have to display everywhere, you have to display the vision and mission of the university, because only then you can recall you in the university or vision. You will get to, you will get one insight in you. And even the students will know that this is the vision of this university. She or he will also act according to the vision of this university. It has to be displayed everywhere. And then everything's mixed up now. I don't know what happened. Now, things that are expected of you: course file, timetable with innovative teaching learning methods, innovative experiments that are used. What beyond content? Have you gone beyond the content? We have a syllabi. Have you gone beyond the content? I don't know. Have you sent the students for project, internship, field trip, etc.? Then outcomes developed. Have you developed the outcomes? Whether it is defined. Then personal file. Are you maintaining a personal file? Research publication, book publication, resource person file, and then BOS member belonging to other colleges. Are you having a file? Teaching guardian file, that is the mentor-mentee file. Are you having that? What are you contributing to the slow learners, the advanced learners? What action has been taken? Once you found out that this is an advanced learner, what is the action that you have taken towards that advanced learner? I was asking ma'am on the way. She said there are no slow learners at all. All the students score beyond, above 70%. Means all the students are advanced learners. Now I am asking, ma'am, please don't answer, ma'am. I want to know from you, what is it that you are doing towards the advanced learners? You know that your student is a super student. What are you doing to that student? You have to make him all the more, go beyond that level. What are you doing? Research. I suggested you have to motivate the students to do MOOC courses. MOOC courses are there. You have to motivate the students to do the MOOC courses. Will the student do when you go and tell them that you do a MOOC course? Will they do it? A teacher will have to do along with the student. You also register, ask the student also to register. So when you do the MOOC course along with the student, so the student is select the MOOC course for the student, because he may not be competent to select a MOOC course. So you select the course for the student, you register for the MOOC student, MOOC course, and you tell me, so you learn along. That's why it said we are a lifelong learner. So you learn along with the student, you motivate the student to learn, so there is the growth in the university. So that's what I wanted to say. So what is that you are doing for the advanced learner? What is that you are doing for the slow learners? And then use of ICT. What are the types of ICT that you are using? Are you using a Moodle, Kahoot, Trello, Clipping, YouTube videos? Are you using everything in the institution, in this university? Are you using all this? Kahoot, are you using?
Yes.
Yes. So, how many of you, if one is using, please teach the others also, sir. Sir, please teach others so that they also use Kahoot as one of their evaluation method. So, Kahoot is one method. Trello, you have clippings. YouTubes, we all know. We all go to the YouTube, we watch the YouTube. Have you made some YouTube videos? Educational videos?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? E-content development. So how much of your YouTube is popular? How much is the views? How many are the views of your YouTube? So all that is the achievement by the teacher to the university. Now, lab manual, and whether you have made some innovative experiment, post-subjective, whether that has been told there, and continuous assessment process, is that going on? Fine continuous assessment process, list of softwares that are available in the university, SOPs. What is this SOP? Standard operative procedure. Whether that is there with your lab. Every lab has to have a different standard operative procedure. Whether you have that operative procedure that are written and kept in your labs. The next slide, sir. Now, department level documentation. That I told about the teachers. Now, department level documentation. There should be a department profile, an academic plan. So, the beginning of every year, every department, head of the department should make an academic plan, and then also a future plan. Academic plan and the future plan. Future plan, you have 3 types of future plan. 5-year plan, 7-year plan, and 10-year plan. So, today I am the head of the department. After 3 years, some other person will be the head of the department. So, I have to give her a roadmap. How I expect this department to flourish after 10 years. So that roadmap will be taken by the next head of the department, and she can make a change for her, successor. So that is how a department will have to, work. So they should have a future plan. What are the activities that I am going to do for this year? Then the budget. What is the required budget for all the activities? Maintenance of all types of registers. It is not just, your attendance registers, are all sorts of registers that has to be maintained in the department. Then research activities. Research activities, not all the time with the students alone. It is not all the time with the faculty members. What sort of a research activity that has been done by my student? Any project has been taken by my student, research project or the funded research project taken by my student, or a non-funded project taken by my student. Then department library. If you are maintaining a department library, what is the maintenance of the department library? How many books are there? What is that you have lent to the students? Whether that is being properly maintained. Alumni fund or the contribution that is made to the department. Then students' data. Then CSR program. Are you having some CSR program in the department? Filling the curriculum gap. What is that I have done to fill the gap of the curriculum? What is the expectation of the industry, and what is the curriculum that is being offered at my end? Am I offering the right curriculum to meet what is essential in the industry? If it is not there, how do I fill the gap in the curriculum? Then mapping the skill required in the industrial sector. That's what. It is not just the curriculum alone. If this boy that goes out of my department, is he having the skill that is required in the industrial sector? How do I map the skill? So you have to interact with the industry. Are you interacting with the industry? Who are the feeders of your students? They are the feeders of your students. Once they go out, they feed the students. So are you interacting with them? So that there is a gap that is there between you and them. How are we mapping and how are we filling the gap? Then holistic development of students, communication skill, research skill, foreign language skill, all that is being given to my student. Students' participation in events and winning prizes. I and decision making bodies, all that, student participation. Sir, I'm going to leave this. So, student participation events, and are they winning prize? Just participation? No, I want them to win prize. Is that at the university level or the state level, district level, or whatever is the level? How am I encouraging the students to achieve or win prize? And then, are they a part of a decision-making body? Do you have a student as a part of a body of IQAC? Do you have a student as a part of the anti-ragging cell? Are they a part of anti-discriminatory cell? We have an anti-discriminatory cell, isn't it? Anti-discriminatory cell is there. So are there 2 students from SC/ST? Are they a part of this anti-discriminatory cell? Because they will only say, yes, there is no discrimination between an SC/ST and the other student. So they should become a part of this anti-discriminatory cell. Then functioning of the institution, I told you about the organogram. So all this has to be, see, functioning of the institution is the largest scale. In the department level also, what is the organogram that is there in the department level? So all this has to be maintained as a document in the department. And then I would say all the above document should have evidences. If you say a committee, did you conduct a meeting? If you had conducted a meeting, are there minutes of meeting? If there is a minute of meeting, what is the action that has been taken? If you have done an action, I want to see the evidence of what is the action that has been taken after the deliberation in the minutes. So to that extent, all the evidence should be available in the department, with the cell, with the committee. So everyone should have whatever, I can't keep on speaking, but I should have evidences, whatever I say. So all the evidences should be documented. Now the next slide. Now I want to come to the timeline of this data. Now I don't know when you are going to go for this IAQA. I don't have an idea about the university applying for IAQA. Imagine after 6 months from today, we are on the 10th of October, 6 months from today, maybe 8 months from today, we may apply for IAQA. IAQA, I told you that is the first step. So, institution information for quality assessment. That is the first step the university will be taking towards this assessment process. So imagine 6 months from today. So how the timeline, I have just made you the timeline. 6 months prior to IAQA submission, the IQAC should collect data criterion wise. For criterion 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Criterion wise, the data of the last completed 5 years. So that you know that completed 5 years, we have completed 5 years. You understand? We have completed 5 years. Because 22-23 will not be included. 21-22, with that. Oh, then you are going to be the next year. Oh, you are going to be next year. Now, I'll tell you, reassessment, whatever may be, when you include 1 year, that is the year 22-23, then all the activities should be complete, only then you can include that year. Complete in the sense, higher studies of the student who are going out, the placement that is being made for the students, the result should be declared. Only if everything is complete, you can include this year, include that 4, otherwise it's not possible to include. பண்ண முடியாது நான் சொல்ல கேளுங்களேன். இந்த வருஷத்தை நீங்க இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணணும்னா நீங்க ரிசல்ட் டிக்ளேர் ஆகி ஸ்டூடெண்ட் ஹையர் ஸ்டடி போய் பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் நீங்க இந்த வருஷத்துல மே 23 நீங்க கேளுங்க. இப்போ யூனிவர்சிட்டி ஃபங்க்ஷன் எப்படி ஆயிடுதுன்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, அந்த ஜூன் டு ஜூன் கதையெல்லாம் முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. இப்போ நீங்க ஜூன் எக்ஸாம் வைக்க முடியுமா? வைக்க முடியாது. ஐ மீன் மேல் எக்ஸாம் வைக்க முடியுமா? வைக்க முடியாது. ஏன்னா இன்னும் நமக்கு அட்மிஷனே போன வாரம் வரைக்கும் அட்மிஷன் ஆகிருக்கு. போன வாரம் வரைக்கும் அட்மிஷன் இருந்தது சார், எங்களுக்குலாம் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. போன வாரம் வரைக்கும் அட்மிஷன் சார். Admission was extended up to last week. University extension, Madras University extension, last week ஸ்டூடெண்ட் அட்மிஷன். அப்ப நாங்க எப்படி சார் எக்ஸாம் எதை முடிக்க முடியும், எக்ஸாம் எப்படி வைக்க முடியும்? எக்ஸாம் முடிச்சு அவன் ஹையர் ஸ்டடி போனோம் இல்ல பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் போனாதான் இந்த வருஷத்தை நாங்க பிடிக்க முடியும். இல்லைன்னா இந்த வருஷத்தை நீங்க இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணவே முடியாது. இந்த வருஷத்தை நீங்க இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணணும்னா ஆராம்சே நீங்க வெயிட் பண்ணி ஜூலை வரைக்கும் வெயிட் பண்ணி எல்லாத்தையும் கலெக்ட் பண்ணி நீங்க வந்து IAQAவே வந்து ஆகஸ்ட்ல ரொம்ப ஆகஸ்ட்ல போட்டுக்கோங்க மேம். ஆகஸ்ட்ல நீங்க IAQA போதும். ஆகஸ்ட் மாசத்துல நீங்க IAQA போட்டீங்கன்னா அதுக்குள்ள 6 மாசம் அதுக்கு முன்னால யூ ஹேவ் டு ஸ்டார்ட் கரெக்டிங். பட் நவ யூ ஹேவ் பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் டைம் இருக்கு மேம். யூ ஹேவ் பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் டைம். எஸ், யூ ஹேவ் டைம் டு பெர்ஃபார்ம். ஸோ இந்த வருஷம் மேக்ஸிமம் நீங்க என்ன பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுவீங்க, வெதர் இட் இஸ் ரிசர்ச் பேப்பர்ஸ், பப்ளிகேஷன் ஆர் பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் வித் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ், எனிதிங் எவ்ரிதிங் யூ கேன் பெர்ஃபார்ம். இன்னும் ஒரு 8 மாசம் இருக்கு மேம், நல்லா பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணாங்க. More than 8 months. We are now only in the month of October. November, December plus 8 months, 10 months இருக்கு குழந்தைய வளர்றது. அதனால easily you can achieve so much within the span of 10 months. So much can be achieved within this period. So prior to 6 months from the time of IAQA submission, criterion wise the IQAC members should collect the data. Then data template is sent to the department by the criterion in charges. If I am in charge of criterion 3, I have to make the template to the department and send it to them so that they fill up the data and send it to me along with the documents, evidential documents. That is how I have to work. In the case of doubt in understanding the metric, IQAC பொறுமையா சொல்லிருக்கோம், கிளாரிஃபை பண்ணணும். இது என்னது, இது புரியல, ஏன் சொல்லுங்க, கிளாரிஃபை பண்ணலன்னா அவங்க விட்டுடுவாங்க. இது என்கிட்ட கிடையாது, இது எங்க டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ல இல்லவே இல்லைன்னு சொல்லி விட்டுடுவாங்க. So any doubt that is being entertained by the department, the criterion in charges, it is the duty of the criterion in charge to clarify the doubt. Only then you will get the material from the department, otherwise they will fail to upload all that is available with them. Then sufficient time, அதாவது ஒரு criterion எடுத்தீங்கன்னா minimum 10 days time should be given to the department. 10 days time. First நீங்க criterion 1 போயிருக்கா, 10 நாளைக்கு வாயே தரக்கூடாது. 10 days deadline போட்டுட்டு 10 days குள்ள all that is available in criterion 1 that should be submitted to the IQAC. After that, give the second criterion. 10 days for that, submit the data. So 10 days should be given to the department to submit criterion wise details. Otherwise, very difficult for the department also, because they cannot simultaneously work for criterion 1, 2, 3, 1 பண்ண முடியாது. ஒரு criterion கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா heart and soul all the teachers will work for that criterion. They will submit the material. Then give them the second criterion, third criterion, fourth criterion. Heart and soul. Heart and soul they have to work for that criterion. போரே அடிக்க கூடாது, போர் அடிக்காம வேலை செய்யணும். அப்போ என்ன ஆகும்? So imagine 10 into 7, 70 days. 70 days தானே, 2.5 மாசம் போச்சு. 2.5 மாசம் will be required to collect the material from the department. Teachers are not supposed to miss out giving any details from your department. ஏன்னா எனக்கு தெரியாது உங்க டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் நீங்க என்ன ஆக்டிவிட்டி பண்றீங்க, உங்க ஸ்டூடெண்ட் என்ன அச்சீவ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, நீ என்ன அச்சீவ் பண்ண, எனக்கு தெரியாது. அதனால டீச்சர் is not supposed to miss out giving details of any detail from their department of any criterion, whatever may be. The teacher should scan and upload supportive documents online. இப்ப நீ சொல்ற என்னோட ஸ்டூடெண்ட் வந்து 4 ஸ்டூடெண்ட் இன்னைக்கு வேர்ல்ட் அச்சீவ்மெண்ட் அப்படின்னா நீ 4 ஸ்டூடெண்ட் சொல்லி அந்த 4 ஸ்டூடெண்டோட அச்சீவ்மெண்ட் சர்டிபிகேட் I should get. So it should be uploaded online. Then students, teachers should stretch efforts. சம்சமே என்ன எடுத்துன்னா 5 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி ஒரு பையன் போயாச்சு, அவன் என்ன அச்சீவ் பண்ணிருக்கான், ஒலிம்பிக்ல அச்சீவ் பண்ணிட்டான். ஒண்ணுமே கொடுக்காம போயிட்டான். ஏன்னா அவன் ஒலிம்பிக் அச்சீவர், அவனை வந்து தமிழ்நாடுலயே அவனை தூக்கி தலையில வச்சு அவனுக்கு 5 லட்சம் கொடுத்துதான் அவனுக்கு எனக்கு ஒண்ணுமே கொடுக்காம ஓடி போயிட்டான். ஆனா டீச்சர்ஸ் should stretch efforts to obtain proof from passed out students, alumni. போய் தாஜா பண்ணி அவன்கிட்ட போன் நம்பரை வாங்கி பேசி அனுப்புடா, எனக்கு கண்டிப்பா வேணுடா, கொடுத்துதான்டா அவன் சொல்லி he has to get the material or the document from the passed out students. It's very, very essential. Passed out students சொல்றது alumni வருது. நமக்கு எல்லா சர்டிபிகேட் எங்கடா வேலை செய்யற இப்போ உன்னோட ஆர்டர் உன்னோட அப்பாயின்மெண்ட் ஆர்டர் காப்பி எனக்கு வேணும். இல்ல அப்பாயின்மெண்ட் ஆர்டர் நீ தொலைச்சிட்டியா, உன்னோட இது வச்சிருக்கியா, what is that? The ID card, அந்த ID கார்டை எனக்கு அனுப்பு. Somehow we have to get the proof from the passed out students for 5 years. Sometimes we fail to maintain. So we have to talk to students and get the details from the students. Then also to coordinate with retired teachers. Now that's what I told you. Now I'm the head of the department. But 3 years ago, one teacher, she's retired and gone. Now I have to go back to the teacher and ask her to give all the details that are there. எடுத்துட்டு போயிட்டாங்களா தெரியாது. நான் அவ எல்லாத்தையும் எடுத்துட்டு போயிட்டான்னு சொல்ல கூடாது. I have to talk to her, and with regard to the accreditation, I have to get all the documents from the retired teachers. Okay, whoever is retired from the department, we have to get the details from them. The next slide, sir. Now, the timeline. 4th month ஆயிடுச்சு, 4 மாசம் முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. 6ஆம் மாசத்துல ஆரம்பிச்சோம், 4 மாசம் ஆயிடுச்சு. The criterion in charge, நான் சொன்னேன் 2.5 மாசம் ஆகும்னு சொன்னேன். அந்த 2.5 மாசம் இருக்கிறது. The criterion in charges are to compile the data of every metric and identifying the missing data. என்னோடல இந்த டேட்டா வரல, இந்த டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் கொடுக்கல அப்படின்னு criterion in charges should identify metric பார்த்து ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணி அதை எழுதி ஃபோன் பண்ணி எனக்கு இது வரல, எனக்கு கிடைக்கல சொல்லி you have to make them work and get the data. Now அது 1.5 மாசம் ஆகும். 5.5 months. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணணும்னா ஒரு எக்ஸ்டர்னல் எக்ஸ்பர்ட்டை கூப்பிட்டு they have to check all the data that the university has collected from the departments, and they will give you some suggestions. இதை இப்படி மாத்திருங்க சார், அதை அப்படி போட்டீங்கன்னா ஒரு பெட்டரா இருக்கும். அதெல்லாம் டைம் வேணும். அதெல்லாம் 5.5 months சொல்றேன். 5.5 months you have to call an expert and ask them to check your data. Then by the end of by the end of the 3rd month, 75% of the data collection should be complete. Around 4th month you are compiling. 5th month என்ன பண்ணணும்னா ஒரு நான் சொன்னேன் தெரியுமா, quantitative data, qualitative data. Qualitative data வந்தா 500 words you have to write sweet words about that metric. Sweet எழுதணும் அதை பத்தி. அது எப்போ ஆரம்பினா 5th monthலயே qualitative metric, best practice, institutional distinctiveness எல்லாம் ரெடி ஆயிட்டு 2 தடவை அதை நீங்க படிச்சு ரிவ்யூ பண்ணி ரெடியா நிக்கணும். 5th month it should be ready. ஏன்னா அதுக்கும் டாக்குமெண்ட் நமக்கு வேணும். நான் சொல்றேன், நான் இந்த ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்ல 40% of the student are state level winners அப்படின்னா அந்த 40% of the students உடைய சர்டிபிகேட் அதோட சேர்ந்து வரணும். அதனால they should have supportive documents. Writing part of it முடிச்சாதான் அந்த supportive documents அது பார்க்க முடியும். அதனால 5th monthல the qualitative metrics twice review ஆகி ரெடி ஆயிடும். Qualitative metrics, best practices and institutional distinctiveness 3 ரெடி ஆகி பக்கத்துல நின்னுடணும். On the 6th month, confident you can apply for the IAQA. Now everything is ready with you. அதுக்கப்புறம் 45 days இருக்கும். அப்ப நீங்க என்ன வேணா இது கொஞ்சம் நின்னுடா, இது மாத்திடலாம், இதுல ஹெட்டர் இல்ல இதை மாத்து அப்படின்னு அந்த 45 daysல you can work only on the collected data. அப்போ உட்கார்ந்து நான் கலெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தேன்னா ஒன்னும் ஆகாது. 6 months before IAQA, if you have start collecting the data, confident 6th month you can apply for the IAQA. IAQA போயிட்டு you are pre-qualified, on the 45th day you can apply your SSR. So this is the timeline that I felt that we worked in our institution, and I have given you so that it will be a guideline for you to work. So the next one. Any question answers?